Okay, I tried this once before and my camera just stopped. I don't know what the deal is. It's an old camera. I've had it about 10 years and it was old when I got it, this camera. I bought it at a pawn shop a friend of mine owns. When they used to have Davis Pond and Sulphur Pond. And man, it's been a long time ago and I'm still using it. I'll use something up. I do take care of the camera the best I can. I've got another more expensive one down there on the floor. I may use it. Okay, let me back up. I don't know anything that's going on today out in the wild blue yonder except that the Hadron Collider right now is being operated, and I don't know what the full purpose is behind that. There's a lot of scuttlebutt or rumors. We'll just wait and see what they do. I have a bit of a headache right now. Linda and I went to Walmart. Well, first, let me back way up. We got up late, and then we went to all the places we like to eat breakfast were jam-packed. So we went to not Burger King, Carl's Jr. Each of us had a famous star and waffle fries for breakfast. Then we went to Walmart. We were in there for a while. And and what we're doing is lost my train of thought. Well, I'm doing the vlog right now. This is today, Tuesday's vlog. It's July 5th. And I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, probably not as short as they've been lately. And then I'm going to, I've got Benjamin, he's going to detail the inside of Linda's car and clean the windows inside and on the outside. And then later she and I are going to go film stuff, but I'll most likely be using my expensive camera back behind me. I don't know though, I may use this one. The other one has better filters and all kinds of stuff for it, and I can turn the, I mean, it's an actual production camera, and I'll probably use it and set everything up to use it to record. And then I probably won't get that uploaded to my other channel. However, it's going to be professionally edited. It's going to be basically a travel deal. I don't know where we're going to go. She and I need to discuss that. She's going to be driving and I'll be filming. There is just a whole lot of stuff going on right now with everybody. My two, what Linda and I call the boys, which is Matt and Mike, they got approval. They're going to be starting Divine Outdoor relatively quickly, and Jerry's okay with that. Today, Jerry has to put in I think a 50 by 80 or 40 by, I don't know. It's a big lagoon for the pie shop, and they'll be starting on that. They've been cutting down trees and clearing out where they need to put it. And they've got it flagged. After I do this, before Linda and I film, we'll be and it'll be after Brandon and Nick get off work that we go film. But we'll be, she and I before then will be going and talking to the boys, or what we call the boys. had good visits with Matt yesterday and Jerry. Going to be repairing my microwave that goes in here. It's easier to repair one than it is, and cheaper than me to go buy one. And so that is what Benj and I will be doing here shortly, is putting that back together and setting it up so I have a way to nuke stuff in here in case I got something I want to eat hot instead of cold. The main thing is there are these noodles I like that I don't have, but I'm going to get some, that are not only nutritious, they're non what's the word I'm looking for? They're not carbohydrates, not bad carbohydrates. And while Linda and I were in Walmart, I saw something I'd seen advertised as a plant-based jerky. I almost bought some, but and I will get some. It's just a matter of when, not if, to see what it tastes like. I'm a connoisseur of jerky. I really am. I love it. I've got the AC running right now in here, and I've got some stuff I've got to do in the office, wind down stuff, and I'm getting ready to take care of all that. My sister Randy and her husband JD came to visit a couple of days ago, and they will testify this office is just as dismal in person as it is on camera. But like I explained to them, and I explained to Matt yesterday, you got to walk through our shop right through that wall, and I've got it set up so that you don't come into this office unless you're invited. This isn't my man cave, this is where I work, but my work now that I'm going to be doing is going to involve Linda as often as I can. It's a matter of she and I don't get to spend enough time together. She's in the house, she's not feeling well. I'll tell you what, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard every time we go to Walmart. It made her feel a little ill. She'll feel better once she sits down and rests and relaxes. Last night we were trying to get fireworks on the big screen in the parlor and couldn't, so it dawned on me, and so I found some on YouTube so the boys could watch fireworks at the National Mall in Washington, D.C., and they had a grand old time. I do have some stuff I need to take care of in here that I've not taken care of. Just a second. Well, it's not coming toward me, it's going away from me. I got a spider over there by the cracker jar. When it climbs up the wall, no, I won't. My wife, it's a joke, but it's really not funny. I've got 3 holes in the floor in this office where I shot spiders with my other handgun, what I call stubby. That one's a hand cannon. It's a .357 Magnum with hot loads in it right now. That would break my camera, just the volume alone, and wouldn't do a whole lot for my just a second, guys. I'll find the right walking cane. Don't go away. Tucklow 7, Spider 0. That wasn't a gunshot. That was, okay. Tigger, my grandson that lives across the parking lot from me, every time I get one of these canes, he goes through the house. He steals Papa's walking cane. They've got these little stops that stick out, and he goes through there going, ah, 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 and he finally knocks it back up into the handle, and he thinks that's just great fun. Well, that one I took some JB quick weld and shoved up in there and made it so that it's solid. I haven't done the other one, probably won't. Actually, those two canes are a decade, well, let's see. Eight years old, 7 years old, something like that. Well, one is, the one that's filled in's 7 years old. The other one's like 2 years old, but they wear out. A lot of people don't understand that. They're made out of aluminum. They're not going to last forever. Or, I don't know if they're aluminum. I think they're tin. But my brother Chris has one he got at Walgreens, and so we have a Walgreens down in Ardmore. I'm going to check and see if they've got one in Ada. I don't like going to Ardmore. I'm going to go down there here in a couple, 3 days to look at some. But Ardmore used to be my favorite place in the world when I was a kid. I would go stay at my uncle Emmett and Aunt Marie's place and outside of Hilton, and they would gather my cousin Kenneth Varner and me up, and we'd sit in the back of that old blue Chevy pickup my Uncle Emmett had, and both of us dressed in overalls and flat top or burr haircuts. Usually I had a flat top. And we would drive over to Ardmore, and the little Tasty Freeze, it's like a drive-up restaurant type thing, kind of like Dairy Queen used to be, only it's called Tasty Freeze. And they would spend 50 cents on each of us, and that's way back when. And the ice cream cones looked like they were this big, but they were probably just like a large soft serve ice cream cone that you got now. But you had 3 different dips they would dip it in. You could either get chocolate, strawberry, or butterscotch. And I always used to get this chocolate dip, and my cousin Kenneth Ray, he would get the strawberry, and we'd sit there, and my Aunt Ree would tell us, no, you boys don't let that melt now. You gotta wear those clothes to church tomorrow. Well, we'd have on a t-shirt, but we'd have these overalls on, and they would put us in a white t-shirt, bibbed overalls to go to church. Well, I always was, and this is strange now because I couldn't do it now, you can ask my wife, but I would very carefully eat that down so none of the ice cream got on my overalls and my shirt. Kenneth, I mean, he'd grab the top off and break it, you know, two-handed eating. He'd be done in about a minute flat, and it'd take me about 10 minutes to eat mine, and he'd be wanting part of mine too. But that was a big treat. When I was a federal agent, 4 times a year you did a questionnaire, and we did a Minnesota multiphasic inventory twice a year, but 4 times a year you'd do this questionnaire, and it was interdepartmental. In other words, it was for the Defense Intelligence Agency, period. You know, and even though I was considered senior staff I still had to fill it out. And they would ask me my favorite large city in the world, and I always put down Ardmore, Oklahoma. Well, back then, I retired June 3rd, 2006, and prior to that, in like 2003, 2004, I was still having to fill those questionnaires out. And finally, I can't remember which director it was. It's probably Michael. Guy named Michael Greeley. But anyway, I think it was him. He pulled me aside one day. We had to go into a break room, and he asked me, "Why do you say Ardmore's your favorite large city? You've been all over the planet. Why is that your favorite large city? They only got 30,000 people living there." And so I told him the stories plural, of when I was a little kid, and we would drive to Ardmore. You got to understand, Ardmore's a fair distance from Hilton, and when I was over west of Waurika on their family's actual ranch, it was way over there. Let me get a sip of water. So when you're a little kid, and they take you to Ardmore, and that was a big city to me. Later in life, my mother moved my brother Chris and I to Chickasha, Oklahoma. And when my mother was in her house in Oklahoma City on Brookside Terrace, she shared with the idiot she was married to, and I'm sorry, the guys, I don't have any love for the man. I've tried, I've prayed for him, but she was laying there in a bed with hospice care, and it was days before she died. And she was there, and my son Chris was with me. I think it was Chris. It's either Chris or Brandon, but she looked at me and said, "Oh, I think all the time about how happy we were in Chickasha. And when it was just you and Chris and me, weren't those great times?" And what am I going to tell her? "No, I hated it, Mom. You're dying, so I'm going to be mean." No, I told her, yeah, it was. Well, her idiot husband, Sam, was sitting over on the other side of the room, and it's like someone just doubled up their fist and hit him right upside the head. He turned mad, his face turned red. Well, that's, and a little bit of information that I've already shared. This is for family and friends. My cousin Tim is getting his law license back next month, and when this week they do closing arguments, then they deliberate, and then he gets his license back next month. And when he does, he and I are filing a lawsuit against that family estate. My brother Chris and I should have received our portion in 2016 when my birth mother died. We didn't. And he was supposed to be sending us money every year. He hasn't. It's not about the money for me, and I don't really believe it's about the money for my brother Chris. What it is about is what's right. It's balance. And I've made the statement, and I will stand by it. If Sam found Christ and actually accepted the Lord God Jesus as his personal Savior and meant it, that money would mean nothing to me, because I'd trade anything I'm supposed to get just for him to go ahead and accept the sacrifice Christ made. But he's already been rude about it. He's already told my brother Chris, he doesn't need all that nonsense. The only thing the man cares about is money. So he has his reward in this life. I'm just going to balance the books. Will I ever see anything out of that trust? I don't know. But I will say this much. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to, I guess, wrap this up a little bit. Like I said, Lynn and I have been out and about. We'll go out and about again here a little later. She was wanting to go just sit and talk with the boys, Matt and Mike, and we might get to do that a little bit. I've got to get my other camera out and get it charged. And I know I've shown y'all this camera before, but I'm going to show it to you again. It's a neat camera. And it's an actual production camera, even though it's small. I just locked something up on it. Let me get it out of here and I'll put it together so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right there. Okay. If I can get that out of the way, there it goes. Right there it is. And it does everything except tap dance. And that is the one I'll be using this afternoon, I think. I need to keep it out. I need to charge it. It's got night vision, it's got thermal imaging, it's got that boom. It doesn't listen quite as well as the parabolic ears that I have, but I can also hook them up to this, which is cool. And I can't do it on this one. There's no setup to hook a set of earphones up to it, and it's got a telescopic lens that goes way out there, not just you know, a little bit of the distance. It's also got a Zeiss lens, which this one doesn't. Has an actual lens cover, which this one is, you just click a deal and it's just shutters that cover the lens. And this one it's got infrared, night vision, thermal imaging, sound baffling, all kinds of stuff, and it's made by JVC. No, not JVC. It's not. This is a Sony cam. This is one of the ones that's more expensive than a Sony cam. This one I paid $99 for at a pawn shop, and get a newer version of it for just under $300 at Walmart. This one was almost $800, and you kind of get what you pay for. And I've got another camera down in storage that is not digital, it's analog, and the reason for that, some of the stuff I want to film, I want to make sure that there's no way they can accuse me of photoshopping something, and if you've got the negative film roll, it can be subjected to any test, because some of the stuff I'm going to be filming, my wife won't be going with me. It'll be me and a couple of guys and a lot of firepower when we go look at it. There's a place south of Dougherty, D-O-U-G-H-E-R-T-Y, that my friend Farland Huff, he and his daughter actually saw a dog, or a werewolf's what I call it, dog man. Looks like a giant wolf but with hands, laying down by a dirt pile, and Farland was out there just looking around, and his daughter had their night scope. She said, "Daddy, you need to come back to the car. Daddy, come back to the car, please." He said, "Wait a second, I'm looking." "No, Daddy, now," and do it back up slowly. And he backed up, and she handed him the night scope, and there that thing lay looking at him with big old yellow eyes. So another time Farland was down there, he was down on Rock Creek at the bridge south of Dougherty. His ex-brother-in-law owns a ranch down there, and it goes all the way to that new bridge next to where the old Iron Top Bridge is. And there was a giant green orb just coming down, and he started the car and got out of there. Me, no, I'll sit there and I'll film the whole thing. I've dealt with that stuff a lot. It's like my sister Randy said when she was here. Linda told her about something big and black out in her driveway at night, about 8-9 foot tall, and Lisa or Randy made the statement, "Y'all dealt with that ever since, for a long time." Yes, we have. And one of the things, my shooter, my service revolver, these are custom made, and that's real silver. It's got little flanged needles in it, and it's like baby hand grenades. And I will take out something that intends to hurt me with those and hurt anybody else. But that's neither here nor there, and I've rambled on enough, and I need to go ahead and upload this thing. I'll keep everybody posted on what we're up to. Oh crap, just a second. If they were wolf spiders, those are hobo spiders, and those things make me deathly ill. That was a smaller one. I'll probably need to get back there, and there's a web somewhere I'm going to need to clean up. Anyway, Mom, John, I love you with my whole heart. I hope you're doing well. My brother Michael Paul in Oklahoma City, I love you with my whole heart. I hope you're doing well. My brother Zachary and Norman, if you ever watch these, I love you. I pray for you every day. To my sister Randy and her husband JD, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and visiting. My brother Jason, if you're watching this, I love you with my whole heart, and I hope you're doing well. And my sister Amy and her children, especially Brooklyn, I hope you're doing well. I love you guys, and I pray for you. My buddy Chris Kimball in Florida, I hope you're doing well. I know hurricane season's right around the corner, and I pray for you every day. My buddy Monty Jones, I'm going to watch part of Snowflake Mountain tonight, and I'll let you know what I think of it. And to the rest of y'all, love you, God bless you. I got to get off of here. Bye.